Hey guys, welcome to today's video on a new Facebook ads secret strategy that I've just started using literally in the last 1 to 2 days, and it's been working very, very well. And you can probably tell the campaign that's doing best is this top one, right? This is a remarketing. That these two are cold campaigns, and you can see, I don't know why Facebook always does this with the stupid bottom, so I can't give you the exact figures. It's just a stupid bug that their dashboard has. You'll find that a million times over. You can see here $8 cost of purchase, and it's actually lower because I was running two creatives. So the winning one, which is this campaign, which I'll go into, was getting like $5 cost per purchase, right? If you have a look here, 3 purchases, ROAS is 11.7. As you can see, again, do you see how, again, the lower your cost per purchase, the higher your ROAS generally, right? I've always said that. Lower your cost per purchase, the higher ROAS. The higher cost per purchase, lower ROAS. Okay, more purchases lead to more high. If you can optimize on your website, higher average order value, etc., etc. So keep that in mind. You can see here as well. What I love about it, CPC is cheaper, CTR is higher. I have unique CTR and then CTR anyway, but you can see that. And this is then a remarketing campaign, because then I can remarket them. Okay, so I just wanted to sort of show you that. Yesterday was a $2,500 day, and I think including Google ads, spending like $70, however much this is spent. I think this was, so what's that, 120, 150, so just over $200, for 2.5k back, easy. Right, and I spent 10 minutes doing this. Right, a few things is you don't need agencies now with Facebook and everything using AI, and there's plenty of AI tools. Honestly, if you wanted to use AI tools and the amount of YouTube videos, I would strongly suggest steering clear. And so I also made this Google Doc. I'm just going to jump into this Google Doc, but I also just quickly wanted to show you one other quick thing. Just bear with me. All right, because it's important to me that transparency, right? And so I wanted to show you. I said that the ad, right, I ran 2 ads, and because I was testing it, I made a mistake, right? And so you can actually see here, this didn't even spend the amount. It was actually only on $30 yesterday, because I just started it as a bit of a side test. I thought, well, at times you got to try new things. I didn't see this from any video. I just thought, well, why not? AI Advantage Plus means something on the fence. And you can see here, this has actually gotten a better CPC and CTR in that, but the sales weren't there. Whereas for $15, I got 3 purchases at an 18 ROAS, right? And I was like, boom, absolutely going hard on it, right? When you see one sale, you're like, it's a fluke, right? 2 is like, okay, things looking good. 3 is when it's like, yeah, I'm on to something, right? And so what I've got some drafts where I've just further done some minor updates, and I'll go into that. I've got a Google Doc, and the Google Doc's just in the description. Just take it as you see fit, whatever. But I just wanted to sort of show that, and we're going to go into the Google Doc, and I'm going to show you then in a test ad account how you can pretty much set this up yourself. Honestly, I winged this. I spent like 10 minutes doing it, and I was like, wow, I'm onto this. So now I'm fully embracing this, and I'm going to make more update videos as I further go down this path, because I just think that's really important, because I want people to understand, these latest trends. So it's really important. So let me go into the Google Doc. So I made this Google Doc. I just added this in. A few people have asked me, and I thought, well, just make a free Discord group. It's just this free Discord group. Anyone can join and just ask me a question about ads, whatever it looks like to you or your brand. There's no motive there. Just want to, give some value back to people. That's why I've gotten back into this. Anyway, join if you want. If you don't, whatever. Moving on. Now, as I said, Advantage Plus campaigns is pretty much the bread and butter now, right? Advantage Plus it combines dynamic creatives, which was a thing about 1.5 years ago that was, really Facebook's first attempt at trying to make more dynamic creatives to push through noise and outperform. And now it's about Advantage plus AI, really. And then the other part of this is using catalogs, right? So, as I said, you don't need a fancy agency. I've run an agency, all of that. And don't get me wrong, agency is important. But if you're a brand, honestly, with this type of strategy and you have a lot of SKUs, this works really, really well. If you're running a single product store, this probably won't work that well for you. But it's important to know, even if you got 5 SKUs, this will work quite well for you. Remember, SKUs, stock keeping unit, you could have one product, and if you have 5 variants, that could work. But if you got specifically just one product with no variants, that's where it won't. But most of you at least have, even if one product, you have multiple variants, right? So it should work for most people. I would strongly recommend trying it. It works across all placements, and make sure you also include threads, because I think threads is Facebook's next best attempt, right? They're really pushing for Advantage Plus, and now they're focusing on, again, more placements, and threads is one of them. So have your catalog integrated. I'm not going to make a video on that. I couldn't even bother going through my channel and finding it. There's videos on it. Go watch that, whatever. It's some DPA one. Moving on. Basically, you want to start running at Advantage Plus. I personally recommend at least $30 a day. You want to leave it at least for a week. Like, for instance, today, my sales have dropped significantly, right? We're talking a 60% drop. And I just put that down to the days like that they happen, right? It'll probably pick up in the next few hours, and then like it'll plateau and everything. But overall, right, make sure you be 7 days. Be strong, right? Be consistent with it, because everyone has good and bad days. There can be a million variables, right? You might be running ads that might coincidentally sit on a public holiday, and people aren't interested in buying on a public holiday, right? So that on certain days. So that happens. So don't stress when that happens. But why I know this works is because my experience has always been that if it starts working strong from the beginning, as long as you give it some time, it'll keep continuing to work. And Facebook are pushing a lot of the narrative catalog ads and Advantage Plus, so you really want to stay on top of that. Now, the good thing with these catalog ads is that they're cold ads. So I just put an audience in there. Again, 2 to 20 million works perfectly fine. If you're already got a seasoned pixel, start using LLAs, view content, add to cart, purchase. If you're running e-commerce, obviously depending on your business, but obviously, pardon me, this is for e-commerce, and so. Obviously, purchase LLAs are the best. If you find an audience that's doing well, right, the only problem you'll find with Advantage Plus is you can't duplicate, or at least I can't. Some ad managers have different versions. Mine is I can't duplicate it yet. I've heard some people you can, but I can't yet. So I duplicate the campaign and I change the audience. And all I do is you choose a similar audience. If you're running just a cold audience, whatever that interest audience is, choose a similar one from its suggestions. If you're running an LLA and it's already working quite well, choose one that is very similar, just like one, and you just keep testing it that way. That's the best way to do it, and keep optimizing it that way, right? That's just the way that I've always found success. If something's working, keep doing it. And the good thing is with Advantage Plus campaigns, because it's a catalog, you don't really change that much at the ad set level. I know that there's like videos in the pipeline for AI UGC, which is great and all, but this honestly I think is even better for a lot of brands that have a lot of SKUs. AI UGC is definitely great and all, and it definitely helps with scaling, but this is even better where it just uses your catalog. You don't need to worry about AI UGC, and Facebook does all the heavy lifting for you. So literally you have Shopify integrated with Facebook. Facebook manages the ads, Shopify manages the catalog. It's this fully automated, autonomous strategy, and it's just awesome, right? So it really excites me, this type of stuff. Don't overthinking the targeting, as I said. The headline, I literally just put, come and check out our range of products. Something like, you won't regret it. Actually, no, I didn't put you won't regret it. That sounds really terrible. But come check out our large range of products, everything in Australia, right? So add a little bit of sales, but what I find now works quite well is soft introductions, right? You don't want to go hard sales, right? Especially if you're a dropshipper. Dropshippers go hard sales, and that works, but it doesn't help with your LTV long term as well, lifetime value, right? Because I usually sit at about a 30-40% lifetime value, because you provide a good product, good customer service, and people, and a large assortment of products, and you sort of go from there, right? So that's sort of always the approach that you should always try and run. If you focus too heavily on sales, that off-puts people. Focus on the product, its quality, and be authentic. So always add your own spin, add your own branding, be unique. That's you. Also, it works on any placement, desktop, mobile, and remarketing will crush it too, because you're also running DPA ads for remarketing. They're seeing catalog for cold and remarketing, pretty much the same products the whole way through, and you can nurture that, right? And it just works quite well. Then you got this fully automated strategy. And honestly, I got videos coming out as well for Google ads, brand search performance max. Use that. Those are all pretty much autonomous too. You basically run all those campaigns and you're just getting that, and you can focus on fulfilling your orders in your business and focus on other marketing initiatives. Because Google and Facebook are going to only continue to use more automation and AI to make it so that they always know that agencies are never going to disappear, right? But at the end of the day, if they can build their tool so that an agency isn't needed, then they're going to get more people marketing, right? So take full advantage of that. The AI placements I really liked is like improved image optimization, music, call to action. There was like 12, and I'm going to go through that now, right? And I recommend, as I said 7 days, but at least 7 to 14 days. Please give it some time, right? And it will work well. Without further ado, let's go straight now into my test ad account so I can show you a bit about this as well. All right, so I'm in my test ad account that I always use. Let's go straight into this. So basically, I won't be obviously launching the campaign because I can't, because anyway, the ad account has some issues I haven't fixed. Go continue, choose sales, always go to continue. You no longer do that, that always comes up. Right. You don't need to choose your category, so to speak, unless you're in one of these. So don't worry about that. Auction is always buying. Sales is always that. You want to turn on this, your advantage catalog. Do I have any products? Anyway, I go, much of a muchness, because you can only run one ad set, really honestly doesn't matter. So just go campaign budget and put $30 a day. As I said, long term, as your thing, you go lowest, but otherwise highest volume is always your core goal. Next, your website. Now, if you're running website and app, a lot of people are starting to run app, but most people still run website. So keep that in mind. I'm still testing more of that as well, because you want to open up more channels. You don't want to maximize for clicks. You want to maximize for conversions. Always purchase. Don't want to put cost per purchase goal because it's too early anyway. You don't need any rules. You choose all products, right? I don't know what products I have in here, honestly. These are just for a test ad account. There we go, just a number of products. No spending limits. You can put spending limits. I've made a video on that, on mistakes. If you want, if you're especially on a limited budget, I do recommend looking at that. What I usually do is you want to put it as your 30-day average spending budget, just to add a little bit more control, so you can sleep better at night. Right? It's just something I always do. It's a bit of security. So you can do fine for perspective. So if you're running DPA, dynamic product ads remarketing, you'll do that. If you're doing this, you're doing for cold. Right? For Australia, it always comes up with that. Just do that. Suggested audience, generally, again, I still go 25 to 65 plus in the beginning. 25, 54 is generally where it does best. But I cut out 18 to 24. Now, it really just depends. You know your niche and that better. Do some research, find your demographics, right? But generally, I find that 25 and up is where I start. As I said, I generally find 25 to 54 is the sweet spot. You'll find that 50 and up, men and women, is generally items that relate to health items, work extremely well. Health, well-being items work extremely well for older demographics. But if you're selling trending fashion clothes, you will find that you've got a younger demographic. Again, you all know this, but it's based on things like, your type of product and your pricing, right? 18 to 24 have very small amount of extra cash, so keep that in mind. Obviously, you'll know your gender. If you don't, leave it all. But generally, again, I also find it's generally women. E-commerce, I think it's like 80% of it is generally women, right? That's why you just look at the top brands, and even the top brands, they mainly, like if you look at like Gymshark or something, you look at their homepage and everything, they're mainly showing it's like 70, 80% women's items, 20% men. Men obviously buy Gymshark, but it's just women just generally in e-commerce tend to buy more statistically, right? So I leave this all open. Make sure as well, I don't know why it's not right now in this ad account, maybe because of some limitation, but Threads, Messenger doesn't work that well. Audience Network does better for remarketing, but make sure you use Threads too, and always double check that, okay? Next. Now this is here where, as I said, I'm going to be testing partnership ads. That's something that I'm going to be testing, and I'll be making videos on my analysis of it. I definitely think that's the next thing with AI, and partnership ads, where influencer marketing is now pretty much synonymous with e-commerce, that you should very much keep that in mind. You want to go carousel. Destination is website. Always your see more is your homepage, so literally that, because it's the final carousel. You want to go multiple products. You want to go optimize, single image. Your headline is just literally the product name is all you do. You don't need to do any more, right? I don't recommend that. Primary text is like what I was saying in that. We have a huge collection of items in the clothing niche for all shapes and sizes here in Australia. I find that adding a country really sort of helps because people want to buy from that country. That helps people associate that I can buy it here in Australia. The shipping, because shipping is always a pain point for everyone. So check them out now. Right, see how it's very soft, but it works quite well. Shop now is always the CTA. Always put a CTA. Don't ever put no button. You'd be silly. You can add promo codes. I don't really do this. This is what I was talking about, right? Now, you can add languages if you're marketing to multiple countries. I find that something really, really cool. Always just side note, make sure website events. Don't worry about UTM parameters, but the enhancements is what I'm finding. I just turn them all on. Right, advantage creative catalog. So we'll show your ad in the format of people most likely to engage with. We'll interact. Remember, because what you're doing here, right, is instead of a lot of the guesswork that's sort of been done in the past where you're having to use a lot of analytics and that, Facebook have all the analytics and they always will, right? They make their money through their media buyers, people that run their ads through their platform. So the more that they can do for you, the better, right? So you can expand the image. People want to see that. Expand it. Music. Add a little bit of music tone to it. You can change the music, choose something that's related to your brand that sort of fits your brand ethos, your brand vibe that you're trying to aim at. Dynamic media will show either images or videos or a catalog based on each person. I love that, right? Each person. So now in the past, it used to be a lot static. This is dynamic, right? So, while AI, UGC, and that is all blowing up and it's all great and all, you can literally use this enhanced CTA, right? Look at this. We'll pair phrases with your CTA overlays to show information, generate background. We'll generate backgrounds, featured colors, just nice little things, just letting their system do the work. That's what they're here for. We'll display images in 9:16 to natively match. That makes a huge difference, right? Because when you go on like stories and everything, that's what people want to see, okay? Add dynamic overlays. We'll add catalog information such as price, description from your catalog, description, and standard labels. I literally just use them all. And I just know it'll work quite well using Facebook. Now, also in the actual ad account, I can't see it here. You also, now they have it where you can add your promotion offer in Facebook. It'll stop your pop-up on the website as well. So they can see a discount before they get on your website. I haven't tested that yet. That's something I'm going to be testing and I'll sort of update you all on it. It's something I want to try a bit more. Now, I've not found much success with slideshows as opposed to just single image. Okay, so I've just personally gone with that. Now, is this what I mean by at times you don't see absolutely everything? Why can't I? Usually what it comes up with this is the AI option where you can add more headlines and stuff and let it optimize further. But nonetheless, make sure you enable all of those on. You can see here as well what it looks like for all placements if you want to have a look. But, just have a look at all of this. And this is where I think, using Catalog Advantage Plus and all of these enhancements and then using that type of audience will consistently crush it, right? So test it out. Let me know what you think in the comments, right? If you have any questions, just let me know. As I said, there's a Discord if you want to join too, if you have further questions about all of this. I'm testing this stuff every day and I'm going to be embracing a lot of all of this and making regular updates just so you guys are aware of these latest trends so you can try it in your ad accounts, right? Because, at the end of the day, this stuff, it's not hard to do, and I just want to teach people because, if you can get a 10x ROAS every day by spending 10 minutes in a Facebook Ads Manager, that's a huge amount of money in your back pocket. So I hope this has been helpful. As I said, if you have any questions, just comment it down below. If you do like my content, please be sure to like and subscribe. Other than that, thank you very much for your time. Have a lovely day. Take care and goodbye.